Little girl quietly opened her uncle's computer, used the company's last 5 million to buy a stock. At that time her uncle was worried about the company, because not long ago, the company's vice president betrayed him, and caused the company to lose a lot of money. If he couldn't quickly cover the loss, the company would soon go bankrupt. Now the company account only had the last 5 million. When the uncle saw the money was spent by the little girl, he turned pale on the spot, and also panicked, because that was their only life-saving money. Grandma and mom thought maybe the girl clicked something by mistake. After all, she was only 4. How could she possibly trade stocks? But the little girl said she did it on purpose. Uncle quickly checked the company account, found that the little girl really spent 5 million on a stock, and it was crude oil futures. The secretary was also freaking out, because crude oil futures are extremely volatile. Random buying is basically giving away money. The uncle saw it and lost all hope. With the current market, the company was basically finished. Aunt immediately had an emotional breakdown, said the child was just as unlucky as her mother. If the mother and daughter hadn't come to live with them, the family wouldn't be in this situation. The girl's mother also felt guilty, said she would find a way to pay back the 5 million. But just then the uncle suddenly shouted. His niece had used 100 times leverage. Grandma panicked and asked what leverage was. Uncle explained. Leverage means profits and losses get multiplied. The child used 100 times leverage. If it lost, they would owe 500 million. When they heard that, the whole family nearly collapsed. 5 million might be barely manageable, but 500 million, even selling everything they owned wouldn't be enough. Uncle said he needed to sell the futures immediately. Maybe they could lose a little less. But at that moment, the little girl had already walked to the office's power switch. Then she pulled the switch down. Uncle, who was about to sell the stock, was stunned. He ran around in panic, begging the girl to turn the switch back on. When the time seemed just right, the girl slowly pushed the switch back up. She said luckily she was fast. They caught the start of the price surge. If they had sold earlier, they would have lost big. When Uncle turned the computer back on, he was shocked to see the stock really went up. Everyone looked much more relieved. Grandma asked, if it keeps going up, can they make a lot of money? But Uncle said, crude oil futures are way too unstable. Not losing money this time was already a miracle. As he spoke, he planned to sell right away to lock in profits. But the girl stopped him, said wait a bit longer, they could make at least 500 million. After hearing that, Aunt immediately got upset. She said the girl must be trying to make them go bankrupt on purpose. Uncle felt he had cared for her for nothing. Just as Aunt was scolding the mother and daughter, the stock suddenly had a big surge again.
暴涨了，陈总，什么暴涨了？